Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. Today's video we're going to talk about being prepared. Now, I talked before about being prepared as far as back early in the season, getting your canning supplies and stuff like that, but this is going to be of a different nature. Those of you that are awake right now, and the ones that are awake knows what that means, the ones that are still not awake to what's going on, hopefully you'll wake up and you'll do a little research. But what I want to talk today about is being prepared for what's coming up. Now, I've always tried to make my videos on learning, on gardening, homesteading, preserving your food, or do-it-yourself things that you can do around your homestead or farm. Today is going to be a little bit different from the rest of them. Now, a lot of the YouTubers, and if you follow other gardening channels, you probably heard something similar, but maybe not quite to the point. A lot of people worry about getting their channels taken down because of what they talk about. And I'm not going to go into C, you know, and the V. What I'm going to talk about now is what's coming up. Now, I've been hearing for a while that there's going to be some food shortages. And I've always tried to teach people to be prepared. Now, I'm not a prepper. I do prepare for things. I like to be prepared for things, but I don't consider myself to be a prepper. I've grown up kind of learning a lot how my parents and grandparents, great-grandparents did things. And it's really helpful to where we grow our food, we preserve it, and we put it back for the times when there's nothing growing, you know. Now, pretty much this past year, I've been growing year-round. And I do the farmer's market. And so I grow way more than what I need. But what's going on right now is they're fabricating a food shortage. Now, you might want to think that maybe I'm off my rocker. But if you start doing your research and you start doing some checking around on DuckDuckGo. I don't say use Google because you're just wasting your time. It's all going to be hid from you. But they've been the government's been sending farmers letters to pay them 30% over the value of their crop and have them destroy it. Now, right now you can notice in the stores that there's some shortages. Well, the shipping, the container ships, they're either not being unloaded or they're being unloaded at the dock and they're not being shipped out. All this is leading, it's a plan. And if you do some research, you can find out. If you go to my Facebook page, you'll find out a little bit about it. But I don't want to go into that. What I want to go into is I feel like that the people that follow me are like my neighbors. You need to know that there's going to be a time, and I don't know how quick. A lot of them saying maybe start in the middle of next month or something, or this month or something. But I think it's more towards the fall. There's going to be a food shortage. And it's going to be just like the toilet paper shortage, you know. It could be that they're putting the information out so people will overbuy and there won't be nothing on the shelf. But either way, there's going to be a food shortage. I know that they're destroying some crops. I've seen videos of the farmers, their letters. I've seen some of the farmers are not going to. They realize what is going on, and they're not going to be a part of it. That is destroying crops is crimes against humanity. And one important thing is to share this video so it gets out so more people will actually see this. Now, I watch a lot of videos. I get my news from a lot of back channel sources or podcast news, reliable news sources, not mainstream where they're going to tell you, they're going to lie to your face. And normally my best way to judge by what's going on if I watch mainstream was whatever they're telling you, figure it's exactly the opposite. You know, if something's good, it's bad. If something's bad, it's good. It's because they want to steer you away from it. Same way with social media. It's if the media itself is trying to censor something, it's because they don't want you to know about it. And they are definitely censoring big time. Sometimes we slip a little bit in there, and a lot of channels have been taken down because they've been trying to inform people. But this is a serious thing. I don't know how it's going to affect on medication, but I know that they're already planning this food shortage. A lot of it's in these, like I say, these shipping containers on these cargo ships, and they're just setting out, moored out there away from the dock. They can't get, they haven't even brought them in. And so the produce is just rotting. But the other thing I want to talk about at the same time is the PLU label, the product. I don't know what it's the PLU stands for right off. I don't remember. But anyway, I do know that you have a 4 or 5 digit number on it. Now, if it's a 4-digit number, and your first digit of that number is 3 or 4, that's kind of conventional farming. But what that means is, it doesn't tell you, but what that means is that you can pretty much guarantee that's Monsanto poison stuff. I mean, it's had some insecticide on it. Now, if it's a 5-digit, if it's got a 9 for the first digit, it's organic. So if it's organic and then it's got a 4 or 3 conventional, but organic's you're not gonna have the pesticides, these chemical pesticides, chemical fertilizers on it. Now, if it has an 8 for that first number, if it's 5-digit and has 8, that's GMO. And those of you that think it's not going to bother you with GMO, you need to do your research. That's all I can say. But the main thing I want to tell you is you need to start trying to get your food from a source as close to the farmer as possible. You need to know your farmer, and especially if times are going to get hard. Now, up north, your growing season, you don't have that much more growing season, so you have to really be prepared and pick which vegetables you might can get and what's going to be the best is for subsistence to sustain you. If nothing happens, great, you've got food put back. But if something happens and you don't have it put back, you're going to be one of these people that's going to be out there, and I don't know what people do when they're starving. You know, there's no reason that we should have anybody starving in our country, and they're going to want to blame all this stuff on that sea. You know, they're not going to want to blame it on that they've broken down the supply chains like they're doing, that they've just had them destroy a lot of these crops, paid them. They're doing the same thing in Canada as they are in the U.S. We've had farmers that's talked to us or made videos about it. So it's happening. It's happening. You can have cognitive dissonance and say, no, they wouldn't do this. I just can't believe. Originally, I was that way probably a year ago. I just couldn't believe that our fellow man would do the rest of us that way. But I want to shout out too to those of you that are growing crops. A lot of times you say, "Oh, it's hot. I've got mine put back. It's time to let my ground rest." I'm going to tell you, it's not, because, like I say, if this comes up, people are going to need food. They're going to need food. Now I've got my greenhouse, which is going to hopefully help me this way. Grow more things throughout. I grew virtually most, or at least half of my garden all year round, but there were certain things I couldn't grow. but you need to consider your fellow man, and you need to make sure you have some extra. And if you have family members, you know, it's going to be hard to get canning supplies if you hadn't got them already. I tried to allude to that earlier, uh, to remind everybody, because how scarce they got last year. And hopefully you got some. If you know somebody that's got some, you know, see if you can't get them so that you can at least use them, you know. But like I say, it's if you're in that situation now, it's going to be a little bit harder to cope with it. But you can still. There's a lot of items that you can freeze if you have a freezer, upright or chest freezer, and it's not full. Vacuum packing keeps stuff fresh for a long time, keeps it where it's really good. If all you got have is freezer bags, well, let me tell you, if the food doesn't taste just as good as when you was growing it, you're not going to care as long as you've got something to eat. But don't wait till the store shelves are empty. Don't wait till all that stuff comes. And if you're in the city, it's a lot harder. It's not like some of us in the country where you have some property and you can maybe have someone till up a space and put in a garden. You have to be a little bit streetwise, I guess you'd say. Maybe you can. There's an area that maybe you can do a community garden on. Of course, you know, if nobody has food, the chances are you might not get none of that either off of that. But like I say, the big thing is grow enough for someone else to have some. Don't turn around and say it's just like what I'm saying. If you hadn't heard this, chances a lot of these people that's going to be hungry later haven't heard it. So you want to make sure that you prepare, and you want to tell as many people as possible what's going on. This is not new. Those of us that's been following what's going on in the world, and it is in the world, there's a lot of dark stuff happening right now. The mainstream wants to turn around and say everything's a conspiracy theory. Well, it's not a conspiracy anymore. The facts are out there. This conspiracy is the one that they're trying to feed you, that this isn't happening. I'm not one of these people that go off. You can check my post from years back. But I've been burdened with this. It's been pressuring me and pressuring me and pressuring me, saying that I need to take time out and let people know. If you don't listen, it's not my fault. I gave you the information. I told you where you can start doing some research. You can put it in, ask the question about it, and a lot of stuff will come up, and you'll lead one way, another way, another way. If you want to know more, join Telegram. But download the Telegram app from the Telegram website. Don't download it from the app store. It'll be, the security won't be right on it. And that you definitely don't need that. You need it secure so they can't monkey with it and keep you from knowing what you need to know. I've seen people with these others where on their Facebook Messenger where stuff just disappeared. There's live videos and the information just disappeared off of their messenger right there while they're doing a live show. So this can happen. They're if they don't want you to hear it and they find out about it, they're going to start censoring you. They've censored me. I have to, like most people, self-censor. Sometimes I get by with it, but I've already been tagged, so they watch mine more. I've seen other people post stuff that hadn't been tagged, and they don't get the labels about fact checkers, this and that. If it's got a fact checker label, read it and do your research, not where they send you to be fact checked. Do your research on DuckDuckGo. See if it's real. And you'll find out that the stuff that they're telling you that isn't true is in fact the truth. These fact checkers are all part of this system that's going on right now. Don't think your government cares for you, because it does not. You can tell, those of us that are awake, we've watched what's went on in the first part of this administration, and we can tell that everything that's being done is to destroy the infrastructure. They're not trying to support it. Things are going to collapse, and you don't want to be there to where you're not prepared. Don't worry about it. Worrying's not going to help. Don't be fearful. And I say fear is not of God. So don't be fearful. Just be mindful, be prayerful, and consider the collective consciousness, because it's time that you started befriending your neighbors started working together and started preparing for this yourself. Because I'm going to tell you, if you've got a network of neighbors, you'll be better off to survive. But don't expect to not do anything and have someone else take care of you, because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I don't like these messages that are low vibration like this, but I don't want to consider it that way. I want to consider that this is one that's going to be uplifting, that you know, and you still have time to prepare. Don't worry about all these physical things and worldly things. Just think about taking care of yourself and your family. And I hope you prepare. I hope you take and share this video so it gets out, so as many other people will have that same opportunity. And if you like this video, we'll give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, just hit that subscribe button. Happy gardening.